So, thinking of kind of where it all started, just walking back to the prayer room at Abbey Baptist Church. Yesterday was a pretty scary, awesome, amazing, slightly mind-boggling day, which I won't go into right now, but it led me to read some Bill Johnson this morning, and he was talking about how God created us to host his presence. I repeat that, God created us to host his presence, and that is just scary. Not only did he make us in his image, but he designed us to actually host him, so that everywhere we go, whether we're in the grounds of St Lawrence's, in the Abbey grounds, whether we're in the town centre, we should be carrying the very presence of God with us. It means holiness, doesn't it? It means being clean. It means putting everything else aside. It means just God, and kind of living in these two dimensions. That horizontally here we're in the world, and then we're also in the kingdom of God. We're also in the spiritual realm, and we're bringing the two things together, and we're able to speak into this present world. We're able to speak into the world that we're living in on God's behalf. We're called, we're blessed, and we're called to be his eyes, his ears, his hands, his feet, to be halfway between heaven and earth, to be intercessors, to stand in the gap, to stand in the middle, to be there. And I'm just, you can see walking through the Forbury, kind of takes you back to where it all began, bringing the cross here on a Saturday and talking to the young people back in 99, 2000, and then, we go on to the call to the boiler room. And just chatting to Chris Doughty and Hev this morning in the boiler room, just reminiscing, but not reminiscing in a morbid way, but in an exciting way. And here's my old friend. Here's my old friend. So, but reminiscing that what it feels like when there's a sense of God's presence. God is with us. The bandstand, the Forbury Mound on which John Wesley stood and preached. It's just amazing stuff. And the prayer room's been open 4 days now, just 4 days, and yet already people are hearing from God. God is speaking. God is moving. People are being moved to acts of kindness, a real sense of just the awesomeness of God. And right now, let's really bring this together. This is where Reading Boiler Room actually started. Literally started with Andy Freeman standing in that archway, looking down to the Forbury vaults, and realising the prophetic word, the answer, is in the Abbey. It's staring you in the face. Was fulfilled just by us coming and standing in this very Abbey archway, looking down to where the Forbury vaults were, which is now the Blade. And the Blade is kind of, I'm not sure what to make of it. It is pretty magnificent. I'm not sure it's built on any sort of sense of the foundation of the boiler room, and I'd much rather have the little old pub sitting here still. But hey, that's what we've got. So my challenge to myself today is, can I keep this going? Can I keep this sense of waking up in the morning and God being with me and in me and in my very thoughts? I'm quite happy to walk up to complete strangers and say random things to them, because I believe it will bless them. Like the guy in Rufina's just now. Keep that smile, it's a real blessing. you know, and he smiles back, and two guys pushing their office chairs along the pavement, and I said to them, I've heard of hot desking, but isn't this a bit extreme? And just bringing some life, some humour, some fun to people. It doesn't have to be boring, does it? God is not boring. God is creative. God is exciting. Anyway, here we are, and I will just bear with me. Just bear with me a few seconds, and we will wander into the prayer room and see who's there. I'm due back on again now. We've got the wonderful Steve, and who's the caretaker. Morning. Morning, gentlemen. Yeah, doing good. Doing very good. Very good indeed. Go and relieve the guys from Brookside. Here we go. Upstairs to the upper room. Heart attack, more heart attack. There we go. Let's see who's in here. It's the heart of prayer. And the heart of prayer. Okay, I'll sign off.